Hannah said, "This painting, it looks a bit strange." Charlotte came and asked, "Does it? Can you tell me what is strange about it?" Hannah thought. "Damn it, I am caught," she replied. "My lady, I am sorry." Charlotte continued, "I asked you to tell me what is strange. Why are you apologizing? Did that woman say so, that the painting I brought is strange?" Hannah told her, "No, my lady." She thought, "That woman, the one lady Charlotte always tries to humiliate, a guest in this mansion, my master. She means Princess Rizirot." She replied, "I am sorry, my lady, I was wrong." Charlotte said, "I told you to speak. What is strange about it? Who told you to apologize?" Hannah commented, "It's just. I felt like it was not supposed to be a painting like that." Charlotte asked, "A painting like that? Where would anything like you have ever seen that painting? In the fallen Hardwa royal family. Get this shameless girl out of my sight." Next scene. Hannah remembered the other maids saying, "How surprising. I suppose the noble princess of Hardwa showed paintings even to lowly things. Did she? What a funny country. A fallen country is different in every way." Hannah thought, "No, for now, let's just think about what I have to do. It will take half a day even if I hurry to get the horse feed." The next moment she fell on the ground. She thought, "Today is really a bad day." A person shouted, "Miss, over there, move." Diego shouted, "Get out of the way." Hannah thought, "The carriage is too close." The other people said, "What do we do about that?" Hannah continued, "I can't dodge it from this distance. A life cut in half, so this is where it ends." Then she thought, "Why am I completely?" Diego asked, "Are you crazy? Why are you just standing there? Are you out of your mind?" Hannah thought, "Those eyes, I have seen them somewhere before." Diego continued, "And look at that. What are you going to do about it? The horse's leg broke when I had to suddenly turn the carriage." Hannah thought, "A nobleman's horse. It is probably a price I could never pay off in my entire life. What if I die because I can't pay for this, my princess? She only has me. She won't even eat unless I am the one who brings her food. What will become of her?" Then she said, "I am sorry. Please spare my life. I was wrong." Diego asked, "Weren't you dying to die? Looks like life has been very rough since I last saw you." Hannah said, "I beg you, my lord, I serve a lady. She is very frail and can only eat what I make for her. I was wrong. Please spare me just this once." She thought, at that moment, "I was so busy begging and pleading that I did not realize the identity of the man with overly familiar eyes, and the person who must be inside the carriage, the identity of the figure inside the carriage." The young duke inside the carriage thought, "This voice is." Hannah said, "If you spare me just this once today, I will repay you over a lifetime with my wages." Diego said, "A maid's wages must be truly magnificent." The young duke came out and said, "Stop, Larousse is not so poor as to have to take even a maid's wages." Hannah thought, "Young master, straight posture, proper face, elegant movements that suggest a good education." The reason the Larousse Grand Ducal family was turned upside down today, and the one lady Charlotte, has been anxiously waiting for, the young Duke Vincent of the Larousse family. The young duke said, "Besides, in this case, it seems there is someone else to charge. What do you think?" Hannah thought, "Diego Scallon, the young duke's guard. I couldn't recognize him just because he wore a mask." Diego replied, "You want to collect a maid's wages from the master instead. Enough about that. But what do I say to that?" The duke told him, "What else can I say? You can't make excuses for a wounded horse. You were the coachman sitting there, so you have to take the blame." Hannah thought, "Blame? No way. This is truly the worst reunion." After that, Diego said, "I told you we should have just taken the car." The duke replied, "There is still no one in Larousse who can fix it properly. The car started creaking after I drove it all the way from the university to here. So I just left it with the only person in town who they said could repair it. How have you been?" Hannah replied, "Yes." She thought, "Uncomfortable." The young duke, simply put, is like the son of my boarding house owner. Honestly, it is too uncomfortable. No, actually, the uncomfortable relationship is not mine, but between the princess and the young duke, because the two of them are engaged. It is just normal now, but if our country had not fallen, it would not be merely normal. Princess's country. The Hardwa royal family and kingdom fell to Republicans 10 years ago, and the princess fled to the duchy, where her fiancé is, to escape those targeting her. Of course, Larousse also could not avoid the tide of the times and was federated under another country 3 years later. When crossing the sea, the princess and I were only 12 years old, and I almost drowned during the escape. Luckily, I survived. Everything about the past was told to me by others. I remember nothing. After losing my memories, I could not properly serve the princess, and being a foreign maid who does not know the Larousse language, to a kid who only got scraps, someone reached out to me. The Duke asked, "How is the mansion? Is everyone well?" Hannah replied, "Yes." The Duke continued, "I told them not to prepare a big welcome since I am returning suddenly, but seeing you lingering in town, it seems Lady Charlotte actually listened to me." Hannah told him, "That can't be. My lady is preparing quite a big banquet." Diego also said, "I said it was a problem just sending a letter saying I was coming back." The Duke asked, "Is she actually preparing a banquet?" Hannah replied, "Yes, she is even hanging many paintings." Diego commented, "You sure seem interested in what Lady Charlotte's up to. You know well, didn't you get caught spying and got slapped and kicked out again?" Hannah replied, "No, it's just that the painting is strange. She borrowed a painting called Rudlow's Landscape. It just looks a little off." The Duke asked, "Looks off? That painting is a truly beautiful piece. It originally hung in the Hardwa Summer Palace. I saw it only once as a child, but I never forgot it. You probably don't remember." Hannah thought, "I was said to have grown up as the princess's shadow. We apparently looked quite similar back then. What the young Duke is looking for is probably good memories with the princess." She said, "Excuse me, young master, would it be all right if I got off here and walked the rest of the way?" The Duke replied, "It is getting dark. Walking alone through the forest at this hour is dangerous, even near the Grand Duchy estate." Diego told him, "Young master, think about it. A maid gets off the carriage after the young master returns home after a long time. Lady Charlotte is going to flip." The Duke stated, "Then I will see you at the Duke's mansion." After that, Hannah thought, "Come on, let's head in quickly. What did he even say about feeding the horse?" Diego asked, "You're seriously going about? It is dark, so you should come with me, darling." Hannah thought, Diego, the young Duke's milk brother and the son of his wet nurse, not only is he infamous for his messy relationships with women, he is also habitually violent, the lowest quality human in the Grand Duchy. Diego asked, "You look absolutely disgusted." "Just kidding. My type are women with this much chest, mature, overflowing with charm. Those are the best. Where are you going? Why are your tiny legs so fast? Come with me for a bit." After that, a maid asked, "Something terrible happened. Why are you so late?" Hannah thought, "So he is gone." The maid continued, "Listen. Earlier, the young Duke arrived, of course. Everyone came out to greet him. Everyone there expected the young Duke to kiss Lady Charlotte's hand. But the young Duke instead asked, 'Your Highness, have you been well? Please be sure to attend the banquet later.' The princess replied, 'I will consider it.' The maid continued, 'So right now, 5 maids have already been beaten as scapegoats for Lady Charlotte's anger. You should hide in the annex,' Hannah replied. 'Okay. Thank you,' she thought, 'this is bad.' On the other hand, Charlotte said, 'Brother, how could you do this to me?' The young Duke asked, 'What are you talking about?' Charlotte continued, 'How could you kneel before that woman instead of me?' The Duke thought, Charlotte Palmer. The engagement with the princess has become meaningless, and she is the unofficially chosen bride against my will. Lively, beautiful, and from a good family. No wonder father has his sights set on her as my bride, but to me, how foolish. I did not even realize what I was realizing back then," he said. "I would like to rest now." He thought, fingers as cold as a corpse, a hardened, stiff face. Was she always like this? No, she could not have been. Back then she was definitely. I loved a woman like this, unbelievable. I would rather recall some lowly maid draped in rags. Charlotte came and told him, "Brother, speaking of which, there is something I want to show you." The Duke replied, "I heard you borrowed the scenery of Rudolo." There was a bit of a commotion too. Charlotte commented, "Yes," she thought, "that damn wench must have tattled." She continued, "It was nothing serious. Come, let's go. The painting is in the Great Hall." After that, Charlotte asked, "Do you like it, brother?" The Duke told her, "This painting should be taken down." Charlotte asked, "What do you mean?" The Duke explained, "The reason is because from any angle, the river shines as if real sunlight is pouring onto it, but this painting did not glow when viewed from the entrance. Though I only saw it once at 13, even if other memories faded, I remember the true masterpiece vividly, because it was before this painting that I proposed to the princess." Charlotte asked, "But memories can easily distort, can't they?" The Duke stated, "Don't you dare belittle memories of that time. I have to go." After that, Charlotte shouted, "Oh no, you bitch, who brought this fake and humiliated me like this, you outside?" A maid replied, "Yes." Charlotte told her, "Bring me that good-for-nothing wench servant, didn't you hear? Drag Hannah here." The maid asked, "Hannah from the annex?" Charlotte replied, "Why are you so frustratingly slow? Do you need a slap to come to your senses?" Diego came and grabbed her hand. Then he said, "Such unruliness, should that pretty face be used like that? If you want to get married, you should be doing everything to look sweet and lovely." Charlotte shouted, "You insolent, how dare you lay a hand on me, you filthy thing." Diego told her, "I'll give you that I'm filthy. I just came back from taking a big dump. Anyway, you'd better get a grip." Charlotte asked, "Get a grip on what? Let go of this." Diego continued, "On the way back, I saw the mansion swarming with guests. My lady, are you really so foolish as to ruin your reputation just because you are upset?" Charlotte said, "Move that painting, make sure none of the guests see it." Then at night, Hannah said, "Your Highness, I brought you some clear soup, please just have one sip." The princess replied, "I drank water earlier." Hannah continued, "Please take just one sip, Your Highness. Humans can't live on just water." She thought, "Our princess is always like this. If I don't personally care for her, she won't eat, nor does she want to get out of bed. Leaving the annex of the Grand Duchy even once or twice a year is rare for her." And yet, just a moment ago, the butler came and told us, "Even if dinner is difficult, please at least attend the banquet, it is the young duke's order." Hannah thought, "To hear something like that, I understand it might feel like pressure, but the young duke personally invited you, so you can't just stay in bed, even though she is faking it. If she doesn't go, I'm the one who gets all the backlash." The head maid came and told her, "Your Highness, this is making it too hard on us." Hannah thought, "Head maid? If Her Highness does not go, the head maid will be blamed too. She is definitely helping me." The head maid emphasized, "It's not like we are asking you to do this every day, just for today. Dress up nicely, go, have some delicious food, it will be good for all of us." The princess replied, "I think I will take some medicine and get some rest." The head maid thought, change of strategy. She told her, "Well, even if Your Highness may be unwell, just look at Hannah. Since this morning, she has had the worst of it from the heads of the household. It has been pure misery. What Lady Charlotte did to her today was just." When I heard what happened, Hannah also said, "It is nothing, Your Highness." She thought, if dragging her out like this is the only way, I would rather take the scolding myself. She is already having such a hard time. The princess stated, "Bring me my clothes." After some time, the nobleman asked, "Isn't the young duke the reason the Grand Duchy has remained within the Union?" The young duke replied, "Don't be ready. That might be true among Union officials, but here in Larousse, Vincent is still." He thought, tiresome nonsense, this is exactly why I asked not to be given such a grand welcome. After that, Diego whispered, "She has arrived." The duke thought, I did summon her, but I didn't expect she would actually come. The duke said, "You have come. We have been waiting for you." Hannah thought, that's it, she made it inside, mission accomplished, stay strong. Diego said, "Who even wears clothes that outdated, and what kind of half-hearted makeup is that? The updo is okay, I guess, but if it were me, I would have picked a more stylish look. What kind of maid dresses her lady so poorly? I would love to see that maid's face just once." The duke asked, "Your Highness, may I have this dance?" The princess did not reply. The duke continued, "Your Highness, there is something that requires your permission, it is about your maid." Hannah thought, I should have done a better job, she would have looked much more radiant if a lady's maid had done it. It is a relief Mrs. Pearl was at least skilled enough to do my hair. Diego asked, "What is the point of being skilled? It is tacky." Hannah asked, "Excuse me, why have you been following me?" Diego replied, "I am not following you." Hannah said, "Are you not the young master's guard? You should be at the banquet hall." Diego replied, "A man with a sword standing around the banquet hall would create a great atmosphere." Hannah thought, it is not that strange for a man with a sword and gun to stand guard. Is he slacking off? Diego spoke, "Why, I love your expression." Hannah thought, forget it, it is just a waste of breath. They probably kicked him out, because they were afraid a pretty boy like him would try to seduce a precious young lady. Diego asked, "I think you are having some very rude thoughts right now." Hannah replied, "No, I am not. Stop following me." Diego told her, "I told you, I am not following you." Hannah commented, There is nothing this way but the annex. What business could you possibly have? Diego asked. How did you know that painting was a fake? Did you bring it? You said it without knowing, right? Hannah explained. I don't know. I just did because I could not stand watching Lady Charlotte act so smug, Diego said. Wow, for a little kid, you sure know how to talk back. Hannah thought, little kid, I am so sick of hearing that, she replied. Now really, stop following me. Diego continued. Actually, I do have business here. The young master told me to come give you a reward for saving him from total humiliation. Hannah replied, Are you not lying? If anything, I should be the one to pay the price for my words. Why would I accept? Charlotte thought, what is this? While I am over here with my stomach in knots because everything has gone wrong, she is over there flirting with some man. Then she shouted, You wench! How dare you walk around with your head held high? You are the one who tattled to my brother that the painting was a fake, are you not? I won't let you get away with this. Hannah thought, she is crazy. If she actually hits me with that, am I going to die? Diego told her, what about the banquet? What are you doing, my lady? Charlotte shouted, I said let go. What is it to the likes of you? Let me go. If you don't let go, I will poke you in the eye. Now you damn thing. A scheming, filthy thing like you, holing up in the annex and daring to defy me. Diego stated, you have landed a hit, so let's stop now. You would do well to remember that you are not my master. Hannah thought, he is helping me to this extent. Charlotte thought, what, this loafer can make a face like that? The princess and Duke came. The princess told her, your master is not Miss Palmer, and Hannah has her own master as well. The Duke thought, I intended to have a quiet chat in the annex, but I never expected to walk in on a scene like this. Charlotte spoke, brother, that maid deceived me. The princess asked, you will have to explain exactly what you were doing to my maid. Charlotte thought, what, after she stayed quiet in the annex this whole time? Then she replied, it is all well and good to care about a maid, but did you know that Prince Carl is to be hanged? Displayed like the Republic's finest harvest, your one and only brother was betrayed, while attempting to overthrow the government and will soon be hanged. The Duke said, I will explain the details shortly. Charlotte, it seems you overheard my conversation with His Highness the Grand Duke. I will hold you accountable for that later. Charlotte replied, I was just passing by and happened to hear. The Duke continued, first, apologize for this. It is clear that you have been rude. What are you waiting for? If you do not apologize, I will. He continued, it seems you have no intention of apologizing. I am sorry. I will apologize on behalf of my second cousin. My younger second cousin has treated your maid poorly. And Charlotte, your current behavior is far more base than that of the mere maid you look down upon. Charlotte said, that is too harsh, and ran away. The princess asked, is what Miss Palmer said true, that my brother? The Duke commented, as it happens, all the necessary people for this conversation have gathered. Let's move elsewhere, this will be a long story. The Duke thought, there was originally the Grand Duchy of Raluz, its legitimacy was beyond doubt, and if you trace back the history of the Grand Duchy of Raluz, there are a few names of outstanding magicians mixed in. One of the collateral royals of Raluz crossed over to the New World and established the Kingdom of Hardwa. At that time, Raluz had gifted them the Glory Scepter. The blue gem embedded in its tip was the last artifact of the magic era and the most treasured possession of Raluz. It was an object proving that Hardwa had inherited Raluz's legitimacy. 100 years passed, the Kingdom of Hardwa collapsed, and the lost princess was exiled to Raluz. The reason Raluz accepted the princess was clear. The princess was the owner of the Glory Scepter, and my father, who was an illegitimate child, had longed for legitimacy his entire life. That is the reason the princess has been bound here until now. It is ridiculous. Just because you possess that artifact does not mean you stop being an illegitimate child. After that, Hannah told him, excuse me, what are you two planning to do? Just lock it, and it is on the water. I apologize. The Duke asked, the princess is coming. Hannah replied, the princess, it will probably take a while for her to change clothes. I will go and escort her quickly. The Duke told her, sit there. Hannah replied, how can I dare dine with you? The Duke continued, you need to hear this. Sit. What is so difficult about that? You are going to be the princess anyway. I need to borrow you for a bit. You are going to become the princess. Diego thought, this is hilarious. After spending 3 years in university together, I can see it. That is because he is intentionally trying to make it hard to understand. If I follow my mother's words, I should let that young master torment the kid as he pleases. Then he said, "Speak properly, Vincent. The one who does not even know there is another is going to search for him, and worry about the throne." Hannah thought, I am so kind, aren't I? The kid who used to be so stubborn, so wooden, and insignificant has grown up now. The Duke asked, "Wait, why are your eyebrows like that?" Diego told him, "It is a piece of art created by Lady Charlotte, who has a crush on you. She must be frustrated after being embarrassed by that fake painting." The Duke commented, "I pointed out that it was fake and told her to take it down." Diego replied, "Even so, she can't just come at you with a shovel." The Duke said, "Come closer, I need to see the wound." Hannah replied, "No, it is really fine." Diego asked, "Shouldn't she explain that there is a problem if her face gets hurt? If you keep getting that close to her face, it looks like you are saying, 'Let's have some fun today.'" The Duke explained, "The Hardwa Kingdom government is holding a diplomatic event to celebrate its 10th anniversary of establishment. You will have to disguise yourself as the princess and attend it." Hannah replied, "Me? You are saying I will go in front of others? There is no way the fake will not be discovered." The princess came and said, "I will go instead." The Duke asked, "Your Highness, are you saying the princess will go instead of the maid?" The princess told her, "Sorry, but could you step outside?" After that, the princess said, "Answer me, if the princess of Hardwa, which has now become a republic, attends, then in reality, is it not basically the same as going to die?" Hannah thought, when the princess skipped the kingdom at the age of 12, she had only a knight, a nanny, and me, a young maid, by her side. There was a clear reason for having another girl of the same age on the run. It was to be the princess's shadow, to reduce even a single threat aimed at the princess. I wore the dress, and the princess dressed as a maid. I have no memory of it. It is frustrating, really. The knight died early, and the nanny managed to live 2 years before passing. Nanny said, "What is the point of wearing fine clothes if you can't even remember your parents' faces?" Hannah thought, it is all right. They were the kind of parents who sold their kid to be a shadow princess anyway. It is not like they were good people or anything. Then she remembered the princess asking, "Have you eaten? Did you get some sleep?" Hannah replied, "Yes, so your highness should only worry about your own meal." Hannah thought, I think the princess was more like a parent or a sister to me. When we were young, we looked a lot alike, and I even had the bold thought that maybe she had been my sister in a past life. But princess, that was all my own delusion. The princess said, "If going to Hardwa means going to die, then I will go in her place." Hannah thought, there is absolutely no need for the princess to do that. She shouted, "Excuse me." Diego came and told her, "If you know it is rude, then why don't you step out?" Hannah replied, "Let go of me. I have something to say." The Duke spoke, "Your Highness, I believe we have a few things left to discuss, just the two of us." Hannah shouted, "I said let go." Diego commented, "It is time for the lower ranks to step out. Well then, sleep tight, lowly one." After that, Hannah thought, that was a dream. The sea, someone is calling me, but for some reason, I don't want to answer. Diego spoke, "Wake up, sweetheart." Hannah woke up and thought, what the hell is this? She shouted, "Are you crazy? What are you doing barging in here?" Diego replied, "What do you mean what? This is your room. Why are you hiding so hard, little one? It is not like you sleep naked." Hannah replied, "Get out, go die." Diego told her, "Our young duke says he's got something to say. Come out when you are ready, and wear something pretty." After that, he asked, "That is your idea of something pretty?" Hannah replied, "Don't talk to me, pervert," she thought, "as if I have anything like that to wear." Diego continued, "Now that I think about it, this must be the first time a man entered your room. I have gone in and out of girls' rooms hundreds of times, so I didn't even think twice." Hannah thought, why do I have to listen to this crap? I would rather talk to the young duke. Lucinda spoke, "Lady, my name is Lucinda. It is an honor to be serving you like this." Hannah asked, "What? I am not the..." Lucinda continued, "I heard you were dressing up for once, so we put our all into bringing some beautiful fabrics." Hannah thought, what even is all that? She whispered, "What is going on here?" Diego told her, "The princess does not like chatting." Hannah thought, no, clear up the misunderstanding. The young duke came and said, "Lady, I know you don't like meeting people, but it could not be helped." Hannah thought, seriously, what the heck is going on? Duke continued, "I know you are reluctant to meet people, but I had no choice." Hannah thought, a maid's virtue is to quickly discern her mistress's needs. No, even so, she replied. What is this? This is too sudden. If I had known this would happen, I would have dressed properly. Right now, I am dressed no better than a servant girl. The Duke spoke. If I had told you to change clothes first, someone as perceptive as you would never have left the annex. Tending to a garden beautifully is a lady's virtue. My fiancé's hobby is gardening. Everyone keeps quiet about it. There is nothing wrong with a lady personally tending to her garden, isn't that right? Lucinda replied, of course, so many of our clients personally work with soil. The Duke commented, then I will step out while the dress is being fitted. There should be an escort beside my lady to take my place. Lucinda told him, with all due respect, to fit Her Highness the Princess's dress, she will need to be in her undergarments. The Duke spoke, that is fine. Diego is my milk brother. Hannah thought, what? No, doing this without permission. The Duke told her, if you don't fit into 20 dresses today, I will punish Lucinda, my love, Hardwa. You can't possibly go in those clothes. After that, Lucinda spoke, Your Highness, I will take your measurements. Hannah thought, should I ask if I can bury someone first? Lucinda continued, since you are wearing thin work clothes, you don't need to undress. Hannah thought, this person has good sense. She replied, thank you. No, I am grateful. She thought, with this kind of person, getting fitted for clothes might be a little easier. That thought quickly faded away. Lucinda told her, your skin is tanned. It must be from working in the garden. How about your Zacher fabric? We will line the inside of the shoes with pigskin. How does that sound? Hannah thought, no, how would I know about this stuff? She replied, just do what is appropriate. Lucinda said, Your Highness, I am sorry, but please straighten your back. Hannah asked, like this. Lucinda told her, well done, but just a little more. Good. She tried just a little more. Hannah thought, what am I doing here right now? Like a clown. Even I find this ridiculous. How much must everyone be laughing at me inside? No. Those people are not laughing at me, but at Hardwa's princess that I am imitating. Then I must be like that. Lucinda told her, that is right, Your Highness, you are so beautiful. This is what perfect royal bearing looks like. Hannah thought, what did I just do? I thought they would be laughing at me. After some time, Lucinda spoke, then I will come back soon for the rest of the fitting. Hannah asked, what kind of ordeal is this? Diego told her, I saw you earlier. You were good at playing princess, weren't you? You worked hard. Hannah replied, don't copy me. Diego continued, you have worked hard, little one. Hannah asked, who are you teasing now? Diego stated, pretty princess. Hannah thought, strange, my heart is racing. Out of nowhere, Diego asked, what? I said you were pretty. Hannah replied, you knew all along, didn't you? Diego continued, knew what? That you would end up in your underwear in front of me. Hannah shouted, it was not underwear, are you insane? The Duke came. Hannah asked, what is all this? The Duke replied, what do you think? A little gift for you before you leave for Hardwa. I considered summoning the jeweler tomorrow, but there was a problem. Luckily, the outerwear seems to fit well. Hannah asked, young Duke. The Duke told her, call me Vincent. No one calls their fiancé, young Duke. Hannah tried to say her opinion. Shika thought, as if it matters. The Duke told her, starting today, you will use the Lily of the Valley room in the annex. Hannah thought, that is Her Highness's chamber. She then said, what do you mean by assigning me the Lily of the Valley room? The Duke commented, don't trail off, and sit across from me when you speak. Hannah asked, how could I dare sit across from the young Duke, Vincent? The Duke replied, don't make me repeat myself. Don't make me treat my fiancé like a stranger. Hannah thought, so annoying, that face is so disgustingly beautiful. The Duke explained, another maid will be assigned to the princess. Starting today, you will become the princess and occupy that room. If anyone still treats you as a maid, report it to Diego immediately. I will have their tongue cut off. Hannah asked, I mean Vincent, are you serious? The Duke told her, you said you don't remember your childhood. There will be difficulties, but you, the former shadow princess, are the perfect choice. He thought, I once thought you were clever and quick-witted. Seems that brilliance has faded now. Hannah asked, then what does your highness gain by handing me over? If I go to Hardwa, the princess will die. No, I will die. To others, it will be the princess's death. The Duke told her, I could always bring you back alive. Hannah asked, were you trying to put me in your debt? The Duke replied, fine. Hannah thought, he does not deny it. I don't know what the young master gains by indebting Hardwa. She asked, anyway, What does the princess gain from this deal? The Duke replied, a lifelong new identity, wealth, and a manner to call her own. Hannah commented, that is odd. If the princess dies in public, she can't remain in the Grand Duchy, that is a given. It is not enough for me, the price of this deal. She thought, did I go too far? This frustration keeps making me insolent. The Duke stated, I can give you freedom. Hannah thought, freedom is not just having money, security, and an identity solid enough to never be exposed, and someone to care for a princess who has never known hardship. The young master is offering to guarantee all of that to my only companion, as dear as family. I see, this is what I always wanted to give Her Highness. Hannah replied, I will do it. The Duke asked, isn't your life too precious to waste? Hannah said, of course it is, what kind of question is that? The Duke asked, then why? Hannah told him, if I begged you to spare me, would you? The Duke spoke, I will try my best. Hannah commented, then I will try too, to find a way to survive. I will fake my death if needed, but I will fight to live. Whether that is possible is another matter, but anyway, I don't mean to interfere with the young Duke, Vincent's, plans. The Duke told her, not interfering is not enough, you will need to put in more effort. Hannah replied, I will do anything you ask, but what do you mean? The Duke stated, for instance, acts like kissing me. Hannah asks, kissing, what? Diego asks, what? Seriously, that is pretty rude to say to the young lord's face, isn't it? She is a total prude. Can this girl really pull off being the young Duke's lover? Hannah replies, I can do it. Diego continues, yeah right, says the girl who looks like she has never even laid a hand on a man. The Duke explains, I am not saying you have to do anything right this second, I am just saying you have to be prepared to go that far to deceive others. Hannah thought, so in the end, there is still a chance I won't have to. The Duke continues, all right, if you get it, go to the Lily of the Valley room. From the moment you leave this room, you are Princess Rizirot. After that, Hannah thought, it is 5 times bigger than the bed I used to have. Then she remembered the Duke's words, if you meet the princess, you will immediately revert back to being a maid. So from now on, you two will live completely separately. I will assign a new maid to the princess. Hannah thought, anyway, I have to survive this, whatever happens, I really don't want to die. Next scene, the Duke remembers back in time. Knights came and asked, Princess, are you all right? One of them said, the one in the maid's clothes is the real princess, this is a disguise. The Duke thought, when I was young, I went to greet the princess in my father's stead, that was the fake maid, and this one, disguised as a maid, is the real one. Back then, even with the princess right beside me, I could not take my eyes off that girl. I should have gone to check if she was still breathing. And that is when I made my first absurd mistake. Distracted by the maid, I failed to properly check the princess's belongings. No matter how much I asked, the princess would not open her mouth about the glory scepter. She was smart enough to know that her life would be forfeit the moment she carelessly handed over the glory scepter. To make matters worse, the princess was locked in her room, and the one I ended up seeing more often than the princess was that girl. I thought she would have lost her memories and starved to death in a foreign land, but to my surprise, there she was, scurrying around the Grand Duke's estate like a little mouse, that small child. Hannah asks, did I make some kind of mistake? Why are you staring at me so intently? The Duke replies, I was just lost in thought, more importantly, stop trailing off, it makes you look pathetic. Hannah asks, a maid becomes a princess overnight, how can you expect me to be poised on the very first day? The Duke continues, well, you have certainly got a mouth on you, which makes you suitable for playing the part of a princess. I suppose it is about time I explained what is going to happen. The 10th anniversary ceremony will be held in 2 months. We don't have time, so I will be your etiquette teacher. Then, after I introduce you as Princess Rizirot in front of everyone, are you just going to stand there and follow me meekly? Hannah thought, I have to learn etiquette from this insufferable jerk. Hannah asks, my princess is so reserved she barely even speaks, wouldn't it be better if I just kept my mouth shut? Diego replies, see, you can't even help but talk back to me right now, can you? Like you could even keep your mouth shut. Hannah thought, if I fail and die, maybe I will take Diego with me. The Duke tells her, actually, it is better that you talk back, we have been engaged for over 10 years, so it won't seem strange to others. And how was the maid? Hannah replies, you mean the new maid you assigned to me. Then she remembered a lady came and told her, time to get up. Hannah asks, who are? No, it is nothing. She thought, the young lord said he would assign a maid. The lady tells her, please wash your face, the young lord will be here in an hour. Hannah thought, this water is ice cold, I always prepared warm water for the princess. The lady asks, why are you looking at me like that, is there a problem? Hannah thought, Mrs. Stone, she was once the Grand Duchess's handmaiden, but with the absence of a mistress in the house, she now serves as the head housekeeper. She is also well known throughout the Grand Duke's estate for being tight-lipped. I see why the young master assigned her to me. Mrs. Stone said, what a mess, how could you let all these precious fabrics get so wrinkled? You have probably never handled anything like this before, so you just toss them around, just my luck, to think I would end up serving a commoner like you. Hannah replied, the clothes, I was tired and annoyed yesterday, so I just threw them aside, is there a problem? Mrs. Stone told her, these clothes were a gift from the master, you should know your place. Hannah stated, my place, are you trying to lecture a princess? Hannah thought, that is what I wish I could have said, the above was all my imagination, in reality, just a few days ago, I would bow my head respectfully whenever Mrs. Stone passed by. Even though I am now supposed to be playing the part of a princess, against someone like that, there are few people who could suddenly start acting like a superior. Almost none, in fact, but that is just how I see it, in this mansion, where everyone is busy with their own interests, there is probably no one who would understand my circumstances. I will just get dressed on my own. Now back in the present time, the Duke asked, you are quiet, is it difficult to talk about the new maid I assigned you? Hannah replied, no, that is not it. She thought, even if I speak ill of someone who has served the family since the previous Grand Duke's time, the young master would never believe me. She said, Mrs. Stone is treating me well. Diego commented, treating you well, my ass, is ignoring the princess your idea of treating her well, I wouldn't know about that. Hannah thought, how did he know? The Duke spoke, Mrs. Stone did not seem like the type to tattle, let me make one thing. He thought, Diego was muttering something this morning about going on ahead, and here I thought he said he was not interested in children. After that, the person speaking said, Your Highness, this ruby is a rare gem mined from the southern mountains, look at this fine gold chain, it is something only a fairy could have crafted. Hannah thought, the jewels, the finery, none of it is registering, I am hungry, I have not eaten anything since last night, that looks so good. However, those desserts are merely decoration to adorn the setting, just something to complete the display, in reality, nobles don't touch such food. From my perspective, it is hard to understand, but I suppose you would never find a lady gobbling down sweets in a place like this. So how could I, someone playing the part of a princess, dare to touch them? Just don't look, looking will only make me want it more, if I look, just one bite, I will want it more. Diego started eating the cookies, then he asked, why, they're too sweet to taste good, Hannah thought, is he messing with me? Diego told her, things like this are meant to be eaten by young ladies. On the other hand, Charlotte shouted, what, you are telling me brother went to that jewelry shop, that expensive jewelry, for a wench like that, what are you standing around for? Get the carriage ready so I can follow him. Diego continued, I guess the princess eats things like this well, Hannah replied, no, it is not particularly, Diego told her, not true. It looks like you eat it just fine. The Duke spoke, Diego, we have a long way to go today, Diego replied, yes, sir, I will be quiet. Hannah thought, thanks to that, my hunger has faded a bit. The shop owner spoke, this is a citrine that emits a tremendous light, crafted by the finest artisan. The Duke said, put it on her, Hannah thought, he talks to me like I am his dog. After that, the maids told her, Your Highness, it is quite difficult to look good with yellow jewels, but you are so lovely, you are beautiful. Hannah thought, in the past, I never had time to look at a mirror, is this what I looked like? The Duke asked, do you like it? Hannah replied, I am not sure. The Duke continued, it looks good to me, is there something else you like? Hannah replied, a pearl. The Duke asked, why? Hannah thought, even if you ask why, it just suddenly came to mind, she whispered, because I saw the pearl the princess was wearing. It must be an item that holds memories for you too, so I can't take that one, but I would like it if there was something similar. The shop owner told them, you must be talking about the pearl earrings from our shop, which were purchased 20-some years ago for the Grand Duchess. There is likely a similar item on another floor, I will be right back. The Duke asked, did I ever gift her a pearl? Diego replied, why are you asking me? Hannah thought, what is this? Outside the room, the shop owner spoke, I will be able to sell the pearl earrings and everything else. It has been a constant recession since the duchy became a federation, and to think a 10 million Sing customer would show up. What a windfall. Charlotte came and said, I am curious what kind of windfall that is. Why don't you guide me to that room as well? That is, if you don't want to see the 15 million Sing jewel I bought the other day again. Next scene. The Duke spoke, I was waiting for your servant holding a wrapped jewel. Charlotte replied, I am sorry to see you, brother. Once I find that one, I will return at once. The Duke told her, if you leave right now, I will consider it as you coming to the wrong room. Charlotte stated, where is that woman? I can't take it anymore. What use is that moment to you now that you are even letting her maid live in luxury? I did not give all that to the Grand Ducal family for LaRue's, just for you to put something like this on a brat like her. Where did that mute-like woman go? Always unable to say a single proper word. My mistake. She ran away like a little rat. Hannah pulled her hair. Charlotte shouted, for a mere maid to do this. Hannah slapped her. Then she said, get a hold of yourself. Who here do you think is the maid? Hannah continued, you can't even control your temper, lashing out wherever you please. Think someone like you could even catch my eye. A place like this does not suit you. Somewhere lower, like the filthiest back alley in the merchant district, that is more your style, Charlotte shouted, this insane girl. What did you just say? Hannah spoke, Diego. Diego replied, yes, ma'am, Charlotte shouted, let go. She hit me. How dare she? You crazy wench. Just because you stayed in the guest house with the princess, now you think you are royalty. The Duke stated, you probably don't even realize what you have just ruined. Let me see. Looks like your cheek is just a little scratched. Wonder if it will leave a scar. Diego spoke, probably not. Spit might be enough to heal it. The Duke stated, you should go stay at the Palmer estate for a while. Who knows, maybe you will become the Grand Duchess someday. But that is a future still undecided, and I have no intention of marrying Chaos without even knowing what she is doing. A Grand Duchess is the wife of the Grand Duke. She can never take precedence over him, do you understand? Charlotte thought, you are someone I must absolutely kill with my own hands. After Charlotte was gone, Hannah thought, I seriously thought I was going to die. I panicked, thinking I could not let the staff catch on and ruin everything, so I just acted. I actually slapped someone way above my rank, like the sky. I copied the princess's way of speaking, but did I do it right? What if I made a weird face when I hit her? God, I really slapped Lady Charlotte. It feels like a dream, a strange one, but oddly satisfying. The Duke told her, good job. Seems like you understood me just fine. Keep doing that from now on. Hannah thought, did I seriously just get praised for that? Diego spoke, I am against it. If you keep doing that, your wrist's going to give out. Hannah thought, can't these men clean up their own messes? Back in time, Diego asked, seriously, when are Hart and Kuhn finally going to show up? The young Duke replied, just hang in there a little longer, the road's smooth now, they will be here soon. Why are you looking at me? Diego commented, it's nothing, just, must be nice for some people, you're going to see your fiancé. The Duke told him, it is just a formal meeting, that is all. The time turns back, to the crossroads of fate, when they first met. After the Duke thought about that place, the corridor of the summer palace where the princess resides, he said it is a beautiful palace. The knight replied, even so, this is too rude, you have already waited for 2 hours. The Duke said, it is fine, this is the engagement we requested, so I will endure it. He thought that 3 years had passed, since the engagement between Vincent and LaRue's and Rizzirote was established. Today was the day the two, who had only exchanged letters, would meet each other for the first time, but it must be because the princess sets an example for those around her. On the other hand, the princess thought it was strange. Being the king's daughter was strange. She thought, I get thrilled when everything goes as I wish, but then it turns out there are not many things I can actually do as I please. For example, afternoon tea time. In fact, I like cake, so I don't dislike tea time, so I want to attend tea time, so I run, but the maids tell me not to. They say I might fall. It is a lie, actually, it is because they are afraid I will look undignified. They say I won't set a good example for those around me. Therefore, I always have to move slowly. Sometimes it is so frustrating that my heart feels like it is going to burst. but even if those around me emulate me, they would not become a princess, would they? A princess's position stems from the king, so it seems I should just live as myself. The Duke thought she was incredibly smart for a 9-year-old kid. The princess continued, "You saw my portrait in advance, Your Highness. You have realized that I possess both beauty and intelligence. You will soon be completely captivated by me." The Duke thought she was unbelievably cute, to the point of being absurd, and before he knew it, he was indeed completely captivated by her words. In the portrait, she had looked quite stiff. He wondered what she would be like in person. The Duke asked, "Speaking of which, where is Diego?" The knight replied, "Well, he is nowhere to be found." The Duke told him, "I expected it, but he is already causing trouble. His disappearance within the palace could cause a big problem, so search quietly." A maid came and said, "I announce, Her Royal Highness the Princess has arrived." On the other hand, Diego thought, "Honestly, those guys are really treating people like crap." Then he remembered the last time too. A knight spoke, "I found him hiding in the warehouse. What should we do?" Diego also said, "Young master, I told you I would just quietly disappear once we arrive. Just pretend you did not see me this one time." The young duke told him, "I don't have time to waste on this, just have him join the delegation." Diego asked, "What, why me?" The duke continued, "If you cause any trouble after leaving my ship, your mother, the wet nurse, will take the blame. You don't care if you get scolded to death, but your mother is different, isn't she?" Diego thought, "Cowardly brat." The duke stated, "You will make an issue as soon as you step out of the ship, so be quiet and behave." A knight said, "We've got a new youngest member, be prepared from now on." Now back to that time, Diego thought, "I have had enough of working like a dog on a ship, and now you want me to clean all the smelly gators too. Tell him to get lost. Here, I am not leaving this place, and there won't be anyone to bother me." After that, Hannah came and asked, "How did you get up there?" "I asked how you got up there, you, with the black hair." Diego shouted, "You are persistent, aren't you? You can't get up here, you idiot." Hannah asked, "Why can't I get up? I can climb too, if you teach me." Diego replied, "Why would I teach you that, you idiot?" Hannah continued, "Looking at your clothes, you are a piece of the LaRue's delegation. Are you a spy or something?" Diego thought, certainly, if a delegate were tucked away in an isolated place, he might be misunderstood, but this tiny thing thought that far ahead. He asked, "Who are you?" Hannah replied, "Me, the princess's maid." Diego thought, so, because she is a precious maid, she can act like that. Then he said, "Anyway, you can't get up. How are you going to climb with a skirt on?" Hannah commented, "No, I can do it." Diego asked, "What did you do just now?" He thought, "Is this girl crazy?" Diego told her, "Start by grabbing the dragon with your hands and pulling your body. No, not with your arms. Don't try to lift yourself with your arms. Bend your knees." The next moment, she fell down. Diego started laughing. Hannah told him, "Stop laughing." Diego thought, honestly, even now, just thinking about it, it is still incredibly embarrassing. Now back in the present time, people thought, "Is that a car? This is my first time seeing one." Diego came and said, "My back, driving is really fun." People thought, "A thug." The young duke came out of the car. People thought, "Could that be from the Grand Duke estate?" The duke said, "We have arrived. Please step down, Your Highness, Princess." Common people thought, "Princess, just how precious and beautiful must she be?" Hannah came out. No, she was pretty ordinary. Hannah said, "Oh my gosh, this is the first time I have ever seen the sea." The duke asked, "First time seeing the sea?" Diego also commented, "After nearly drowning in it, no less." The duke said, "Diego, you have forgotten something." Diego replied, "Yes, sir, I will park the precious car at the shipowners' union warehouse." Then the duke told her, "Go on." After that Hannah thought, "How long has it been since I was alone with Vincent?" She asked, "What about the personal attendant you mentioned?" The duke replied, "Not here." Hannah asked, "Then on the ship?" The duke replied, "Also no, you are a former maid anyway. Shouldn't you at least be able to dress yourself without help?" Hannah thought, for someone so insufferably rude, Mrs. Stone did handle everything with scary precision. After a long conversation with the duke, Mrs. Stone was dismissed without even a letter of recommendation. For someone who had served for years, the end came suddenly and coldly. Back in time, the duke stated, even after all that time in service, who would recommend a servant who lets personal feelings ruin an order from their superior? Next scene. Hannah commented, it's like they built a whole mansion right on the ocean. The Duke replied, this is the finest in all of Carcas, the owner takes massive pride in it. Suddenly, a woman was going down. The Duke caught her. The lady replied, thank you, kind sir. The Duke said, it is my pleasure. The lady continued, I was in your way, please go ahead. Hannah trying to say something, the Duke told her, you should be worrying about your own safety too. With Diego gone, I can't just leave your side unattended. Hannah said, madam, please take this. The noble lady asked, are you lending this to me? Hannah told her, yes, please use it however you like. She thought she hadn't expected a cane to come in so handy. Diego came and asked, what is with that cheesy look in your eyes? Hannah replied, when did you show up? Diego told her, just now. Did you miss me? The Duke told them, let's head inside, then. The noble lady then looked at them. Hannah thought, actually, there were many crises before we even reached the ship. Diego told her, don't eat that, it is made of glass. After that, he said, there is arsenic on the doorknob. Looks like the Republic bastards are protesting to show the residents, they are not just playing around. Hannah thought, it is nothing new, but I am a political tool, and to some, I am someone they want to get rid of. The next day, Hannah said, isn't a passenger ship from Hardwa the perfect place for someone to plot our assassination? The Duke replied, how? Hannah commented, maybe shoot from a distance. Diego told her, over the course of 3 minutes, I mean the time it takes to reload. It is breech loading, a fast modern rifle, but it is humid here, so they wrap bullets in paper. That makes it unusable, simply put, like a young lady whose backside is more attractive than her face. Don't worry, it might take 3 minutes to load gunpowder and fire, but it only takes me 30 seconds to stab a suspicious bastard. Hannah asked, are you sure about that? Diego replied, where do you think I was just now? I sprinted from the stern to the bow, took less than 30 seconds. Hannah thought, lazy and careless thug he is, but he is annoyingly meticulous sometimes. Diego asked, what are you looking at, falling for me? Here, fan service. The Duke stated, stop making a fuss, let's head back, it is almost time for table etiquette practice. After some time, nobles spoke, seems the President of the Republic is planning a big event this time with Leslie Electric, but surprisingly, the budget allocation is so low, the foreign ministry is having a hard time. Hannah thought, I have no idea what they are talking about. The Duke replied, from the beginning, his goal was to avoid relying on banks, and prevent private businesses from getting involved with the Republic government. If that was his aim, he should not have relied on Leslie Electric in the first place. Personally, I think that mistake will cost him later. By the way, I heard the Carcass shipping union chief will transfer at the intermediate supply station. Hannah thought, so he really is this young Duke, and I need to go to the bathroom, she said. I am feeling a bit seasick. The Duke replied, shall we go get some fresh air? Hannah told him, it is fine, I will go alone. The Duke continued, it is dangerous to go alone. It is a short walk to the cabin, let me come with you. The noble lady also said, your eyes, please go with him. Hannah whispered, would you please just leave me alone? I would rather not talk about my lower half in public, thank you. The Duke replied, then go find Diego or something. After some time, Hannah thought, seriously, it is normal for people to eat and then need to go. What is so high and mighty about that? Still, it feels good to have shut him down. Maybe now I understand why Diego makes those crude jokes. Mercedes came and said, lovely evening. Hannah replied, did you hurt yourself that day? Mercedes commented, I just twisted it a bit, don't worry, more importantly, we have not introduced ourselves, have we? I am Mercedes. Hannah replied, I am Rizirot Hardwa. Mercedes said, what a curious fate, to meet such a noble person like this. Diego came and said, Your Highness, so you were here, it is dangerous to be alone. Hannah asked, is it okay if I come in? The lady is with me, Diego replied, that is the problem, that she is with you. Hannah thought, what, how rude. Mercedes told her, I only intended to say hello anyway, I will see you again next time, Your Highness. Hannah said, I know it was wrong to come out, but couldn't you have said that in a nicer way? No, I guess expecting that from someone as coarse and violent as you is too much. Diego asked, and how could you know if I am coarse? Hannah continued, it would be weirder not to know. Diego asked, really, then do you even know what being coarse means? Diego continued, do you know that, Your Highness, people, surprisingly, tend to like the low-quality stuff? Hannah shouted. Mold. So disgusting I could die. Diego asked, is that the only insult you can come up with? Where are you going? Hannah replied, enough, don't follow me. She thought, does he know what kind of earrings these are? You shouldn't just touch them like that. These were originally a gift from Vincent to the princess. At the time of our exile, I wore them as a disguise, and Her Highness wore them at Vincent's return banquet not long ago, but that banquet was the first and last time she ever wore the earrings gifted to her. Did she not want to carry a trace of the old kingdom on her? Even the day before I left for Hardwa, Her Highness gave me these earrings. The only way Your Highness can escape here is if I die there. That is why I got angry when he touched them so carelessly. My earlobe still hasn't cooled down because of that. Next scene. Carcas said, the ship was originally supposed to arrive in the morning, so I was quite anxious. The Duke replied, you must have been worried. Carcas commented, to be exact, I was worried about the young Duke of Raluz. The Duke continued, not this big ship, but me. You mean? Hannah thought. Fake laugh. Then she said, I am Rizirot Hardat, how considerate of you. Carcas replied, since it is late today, I ended up helping with minor chores myself, so I am not in a suitable state to take the hand of someone so noble. The Duke told them, then I will go greet people over there for a bit. Hannah thought, no way, did no one notice, that man, he is looking down on me. Carcas said, when you think someone is noble, you naturally start to wonder if you are even worthy to stand beside them. The noble lady replied, but standing in the same place does not mean you share the same status. That is a foolish thought. Carcas continued, shamelessness is not just reserved for men. Actually, when I was young, I once set fire to my own house. It was a vow that I would not return unless I succeeded. I did succeed after that, but I never once went back, even if I started the fire with my own hands. What kind of shameless person abandons home and family to survive alone, then dares to return? Hannah thought, he is trying to insult the princess. I would like to say something, but the Shipowner Federation has declared their support for the Grand Duchy. If I say the wrong thing, I will definitely get chewed out by Vincent, and also this dog of Raluz. Whatever I say, he will run and tell Duke Vincent. Suddenly, a person came and shouted, my lord, fire! There is a fire on the lower deck. Nobles were shouting, are we not going to arrive late at our destination this way? I have an important appointment in Harwath. Carcas replied, of course, I ask that all of you remain at ease. Small fires are common on steamships, and since we are currently docked, we are always prepared for fires on board. Diego whispered, I have a bad feeling about this. It would be best to evacuate first. Hannah asked, to where? We can't evacuate separately with this many people. Diego told her, first, come out. Nobles shouted, someone fell overboard. Diego told her, bro. Hannah said, someone fell. Diego asked, so, what can you do by going? Hannah continued, that is true, but you speak as if it does not matter what happens to others. Diego replied, isn't that obvious? I don't care as long as you are safe. A person said, the path to the harbor is blocked. What are we supposed to do? Carcas asked, what do you mean by that? You people stacked apple boxes all over the entrance, so we can't get out. Why on earth did you handle things that way? The Duke came and said, noisy. Hannah asked, where were you? The Duke replied, I just went to check on the situation. It seems they are trying to prevent the second and third class passengers from coming up. Carcas shouted, the ladder. Immediately, Hannah stated, no. Open the door that leads here. Carcas asked, who are you ordering? Hannah thought, the upper deck, the lower deck, the difference in clothing between the passengers here and those in the other decks, people are dying. What good is any update? For this kind of person, a threat against their own safety will probably work best. Hannah said, what if someone gets hurt or dies in the meantime? The fire might be put out quickly since we are in the harbor. Skipping won't be difficult either. But how many days of sailing do we have left now? If someone gets hurt or dies, will we sail? Did he mean 6 days, carrying that resentment? Furthermore, I boarded this passenger ship without even bringing a single maid. Are you trying to ignore me, someone who values their personal safety so much? Carcas looked at the young Duke, then said, open the door and evacuate the passengers. Common people came and started chatting. First class is so luxurious, while we were in that cramped, dirty place. At the same moment, Hannah thought, damn it, to use such a trick amidst a crowd. I've been separated from Diego, seeing that they pulled me out from the crowd. These guys, I don't know their identity, but their skill is extraordinary. How do I escape from people like this? Damn it, after all that effort to survive, I can't even offer much resistance to these people kidnapping me. The person told her, walk straight. Hannah thought. Harwath invited Vincent because they need to confirm the face of Prince Carl, who was the first prince, through me. So they still value my life. I thought there wouldn't be any major threats until then. The person told her, if you resist, I will break your neck and carry your corpse away. Hannah thought, does that mean it doesn't matter if the princess dies? What on earth is their objective? Diego came and shouted, let go of her, masters. I was even gambled away, but those bastards are dragging my wife away. Just wait a little, I will save you, my darling. Like this video, hit the like button, and subscribe for more videos.